Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm going to get right into the stock market chart. We're not going to go into any of the core stuff today. Big stuff happening. So, guys, this is the TNX. It's a 10-year Treasury yield, and I'm looking at a weekly chart here. So, bigger picture, we've got some big things going on, and if they don't reverse soon, we're going to have bigger problems just in the economy. So, what I want to point out is this is your downtrend line since 1981 in the bond market, meaning interest rates have been falling really since 1981 on the weekly chart. Now, what I really want you to focus on is just this trend right here, okay? And as you zoom in, you can see this is what we got going on. We broke the trend, back tested, and we're marching off to highs. It's continuing higher. Interest rates are rising, and rising very quickly. This economy is not set up to handle high interest rates. So if this is going to continue and interest rates will continue, you're going to start to see things, really things are going to start to break. Businesses are going to start to lay off a lot of people, and businesses will go out of business. You'll see pension funds starting to fail. There's just all kinds of things that are really based off of the paradigm of a 40-year long interest rates dropping environment. So if that's changing, there's going to be a lot of disruption that's going to happen in a pretty short order, I would think. All right, let's look at the charts on the indices. Okay, we're going to go down to an hourly chart, and you can see here one of the main things I'm watching for is the divergences. All right, in the RSI, we still have divergence right there, and if I zoom in, let me kind of reset my chart so it can actually see it. In the PPO, we still have it. So we're making a new divergent low, pretty impulsive right now, and as far as I can tell, looks like we're kind of crashing. And the point is that if we continue much lower in price, we're going to burn through these divergences. So, meaning we're going to make new lower lows. Okay. So if we see that and we take out the divergences, it's extremely bearish, and it's basically setting us up for a continued crash. Where do we crash to? Let me zoom in. So if we crash, and when I say crash, I mean just swift drop without much of a bounce, we probably fall right to our 238 area on triple Qs. That would be my target. As you zoom in, you can see we're pointed straight down. We've got the June lows on this daily chart. Maybe they stage a 1 or 2 day bounce trying to hold it there at about 269. Not too much more to go there. To get down there, we've got another, that's going to be about 3.5% or so to get down there. But I think we probably slice right through it and head right down to 238, 240. Okay. The reason being is that we have bullish divergence right now on the hourly. And if we drop right down to this low, we're going to take that divergence out. We're kind of foiling anything that the bulls have to hold on to. And it's just eliminating any kind of bullish indicators, which is extremely bearish, where you should, typically just get kind of a crash action. Okay, so I don't see much in the way of support until, those June lows on the Qs. Going down to the SPY, a little bit of support right in here at about 372.50. If I look at the hourly chart on the SPY, you can see here, let me kind of make sure we got the right line. You can see here, slight bullish divergence. Now it's not confirmed, that's the point. You can see the RSI is pointed straight down pretty much. Unless they can confirm and hold it, then you're going to burn through that divergence, and we're going to have, we are going to get that crash price action. So things to look for. They could still hold it if the buyers can step in pretty soon and rally this thing. We'll still have that bullish divergence, and we might get a rally out of this. Maybe something that looks like we hold here, rally up to, this trend line right in here. But if they burn through the divergence with much more selling, then it's going to be extremely bearish, and we should fall on the daily, most likely right down to about 338, 340, somewhere right in there on the SPY. All right. IWM, small caps, again, we had the sell signal on this daily chart, broke trend, right here. All right, so that's our trend that we've been watching. Broke it, and we're just headed straight down. So I don't see much in the way of support until there's a little bit of support right here. It's kind of similar to the SPY, right about 170, but not looking promising. If I look at the hourly chart here, you can see still have bullish divergence, just barely. All right, so if they can step in here and buy it, it'll still keep that divergence on the RSI and as well as the PPO. But if they can't, we continue to sell down, we're going to burn through this divergence. So that's the key, right? Do we burn through the divergences? And if we do, I'd expect a lot more downside. If we can hold, we might get a rally. But as of right now, I don't see any signals telling me that I don't see anything bullish, all right, on the broad indices. All right, individual trade ideas. AMD, talked about this one. I've brought this up on the public channel and also on the private membership group. Support. All right, look at all these reactions of support. There's tons of them, and it's right there at about 74-ish. There's some more, and look, sell signal right there. Breakdown. So that's on the daily chart. And if they don't recover it today, they could, but if they don't, and it continues to sell down, that's a sell signal. And that tells me that's entering this thin zone. So if you go way back to when we kind of traded last in this zone, it's right back here, and you can see it's a thin zone. We basically just shot right through it straight up. We should pretty much shoot straight down. Now there's some gaps to fill, but likely it's just going to chop right down to the bottom of the zone. About 59 is the target right now. So it's a sell signal as of right now. Let me go back to the chart right where we're at. It's a sell signal as of right now, and I think we trade right down to about 59. Looks like we also have this trend line we could watch right in here. But yeah, about 59-ish. Somewhere right in there I think is support. And that is going to be a drop, probably pretty swift, of about 15-16% in AMD. So I like that one. As long as it can close and continue, as long as they don't recover it today and reverse it. Okay, I had to take a quick break. LLY. So yesterday they had a sell signal. You can see here on the daily chart we broke this support right here. Today they're doing a little bit of a trap move with the kind of a false breakdown. So broke it right there, sell signal closing at the lows. Looked good for continued downside in the after hours or pre-market. They gapped it up and they're ramping it up. So we'll see. I still think we're still on a sell signal. Big daily divergence. So these little rallies that take place to me look like just washout moves. I suspect this will roll over and fail. I'm going to give it a little room. If the market continues to sell down, I just don't see this thing holding up. So things to look for. And also, you look at the hourly chart and, well, really, if I go down to the 5-minute, I was taking a look at there. You can see we have negative divergence on the 5-minute. Now that can get negated pretty quickly and easily, but it's there right now. So this just looks like divergent high kind of ramp up price action that will probably fail. All right, so that's it on that one. Give it a little room. At the end of the day, you go back to the daily. If you took the sell signal right here, you're pretty much about even, break even, maybe a little bit underwater. We're still within the area of with acceptable risk. So I don't see any real reason to get out of it yet. I'm sticking with it. And again, my target remains down at this 284 area. Talked about that extensively yesterday. All right, Starbucks. All right, so this one, same kind of thing. We had this this bearish rising wedge pattern. A little bit of price action here above the 200-day simple moving average, but the price action that was taking place was divergent highs. So there's your negative divergence. I've talked about this trade extensively, and I did talk about when we were right in here, I was watching it on the kind of the 1 minute and stuff, and it kept looking like it did look like it was kind of stop rate price action where you'd see these, the stock would go flat and then randomly it just spike higher, and then it would fail and spike higher and fail, and it just looked like stop rate action to me. So I stuck with the short. So far it's looking good. You can see, even if you broke down and took it here, it's down 6-7% or so. Looking good. So our price target on this one, you know, right now, these lows right here, you're probably going to get a reaction at 83. Maybe we hit that today or tomorrow, but 83. And then we've got some support down here at 80. So likely going to get some sort of reactions. However, if we start to crash in the markets, then we might just slice right through these support levels. That's kind of a key tell that you're crashing, is you just slice right through support levels. So that's what I got on that one. We'll watch for bullish divergences and stuff to indicate a reversal, but as of right now, I think we head lower. For solar, still hanging in there. All right, in the private member group, I talked about how we were dipping below this support. This is the daily chart. If I go down to the hourly, you can see this hour we were right below it, but they stepped in and bought. So no real breakdown quite yet. If I go back to the daily, we're going nowhere. We're just chopping sideways. So we need to see some follow through. It's probably going to come in the form of a gap down, but still looking for this 78 gap fill as our target, and just no change there. Still short on that one. Another one I grabbed was Run. Very similar to FSLR. You can see more selling, down 4% today. This one had negative divergence here on the daily. So you see the high. That high right there is higher in price than this former high right here, and yet momentum moving lower. Negative divergence. The other thing that I liked about it was the fact that you had this trend line to watch here on the daily. All right. We were above it, but then failed, and we're back below it. So this will probably, you know, pop back up, test it again, but at the end of the day, it's a sell or rip chart. So any kind of rallies into this resistance is where you know, in my opinion, you'd potentially add to the short or take a short. Sell the rip on that one. I'm looking for lower prices. I'm looking for this thing to trade down to, I don't know, could go a lot lower. You know, we could go all the way down to this 1250 area, somewhere down here. It just really depends on the market. We've got a, you know, maybe a 24, 22 reaction point with a little gap right here. So if I just kind of mark that out, the gap's right about there. That would be a good target as well, about 24, 22. Gold. Okay, so no buy signal in gold yet. We'll look at the hour or the daily chart here. You can see we're not going down really. We're just kind of going sideways. So it's showing relative strength, I would say. But you can see here we're just kind of chopping around sideways. We have bullish divergence on the daily. I'm looking for that impulsive breakout or buy signal in gold. I don't see it yet. So the miners obviously are trading down a little bit. The miners are stocks. So the gold can hold up and chop sideways, and the miners can kind of whip around that and trade down a little bit. But in general, if gold can hold up, the miners aren't going to go too much lower either. Looking at again, we're still looking for that break above that 1680, that buy signal. You look at yesterday's price action here on the hourly chart, and you can see 1680 is a key level. All right, look what we got going on. They traded up to it, popped it, rejected, same thing right there. So they got it about 1682, but right in there. So I need to see an impulsive buy signal, big green candles breaking back above that level, and that will signal, in my opinion, the buy signal, and the miners will probably be a buy. We'll look for those as well. Looking at like Newmont Mining, the largest miner, if I go to the daily chart, still have clean bullish divergence on the daily. So it's set up. It's definitely a bullish setup. It's not actionable yet, but definitely set up. So I'll keep watching them. And then if we look at the dollar futures, again, the dollar's spiking again today. No breakdown or sell signal in the dollar. So another divergent high in the dollar and no sell signal. So that's it. Nothing to do in gold miners quite yet. Okay, that's all I have, guys. So if you're interested, check out the Stock Market Technical Analysis course. Link in the description below. Join up on the private member group. I think there could be some value there as we go into, you know, it's a lot of volatility. So I'm giving you guys additional market insights and trade ideas in there. If you're interested, link in the description below on that one. Everything on my channel is priced affordable. Nothing's free, but it's all priced affordable. So check it out if you guys find value in that. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.